All three of Pseudopomp songs are just I love like a really interesting horror story facade. Let's write some dark stuff related to this.
Like everyone tries to find a new name, we were trying hard and everything was taken. Everything.
And we wanted one word because it's cool. Like
Yeah.
and one word that's original. In my head, it's kind of like the love trilogy of these ones and just the trilogy of love as a horror story kind of thing.
All right, today in the chair, Cupchairs time when we get to visit with artists. We are with a band called Pseudopomp, based out of London. And we have Katarina, and I actually will get to your name in a moment. I didn't write down the band names, but that's fine. We're live. We're without a net. So we're going to talk to Pseudopomp about their music, what's going on. We have a big show coming up in the next week or so. So yeah. This is Pseudopomp. If you could take a moment, introduce yourself and introduce the band for people who are not familiar.
I'm Katarina. This is Yasif. We are, I guess, the original members of Pseudopomp, which started out as a duo. The first three songs that are publicly available is just us three.
Us three.
Us three,
And we're
us
two.
two. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously us and our interviewer.
Yeah. And yeah, so we started as a duo like maybe a couple of years ago. Like, yeah.
A couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Well, the official start was July when we got the new song out, the first song out, 23.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So did you play music before that, or was this your first?
We actually met in the band we were playing with previously. So Katerina was the lead singer of that band. I joined as a drummer, and that's how we met. And then we started like experimenting between ourselves with some ideas. We developed our own thing, and then, well, the band unfortunately ceased to exist.
Yeah.
Like
As these
like
things
a
happen.
couple of years later. But yeah, we had already started our own thing going on. We were jamming after rehearsal sessions. We'd take the time and we just stay at the practice room and just us two, practicing and jamming and everything. And we felt that there's something going on, so we said, yeah, let's do it.
And
That's how do you think?
from my part, I really wanted to play guitar as well because
Say
I find singing a little bit lonely, just standing there as everybody else is soloing and having a lovely jam at a good time. Just being the vocalist can be a bit isolating. And yeah, and you want it to be up front.
say for me because yeah, my main instrument is the guitar, so I wanted to take some time off the drums and do my thing basically. But yeah, that's how it happened.
When it first started, if you're on guitar, and then you have vocalist guitar, did you start electronic and loud, or was it acoustic to begin with to work through songwriting processes, or what?
So we were doing like different versions of it when it was us two. So sometimes when we had the rehearsal room available to us, like after the previous band's practice, Yusuf would be on drums, I will be on guitar, and we'd have this kind of garage rock, like really scruffy, because I'm fairly like scruffy kind of guitarist. So there was this, like white stripes, but even more garage kind of thing. And then when we didn't have the rehearsal room at kind of same time period, we just grab two acoustic guitars and we do the other thing. And then for quite a few months, we just didn't really know which direction we wanted to go in. And then
Yeah, but as we were playing, ideas would come up. We were both on the acoustics, so we would, and come up with these riffs and the melodies and everything. And yeah, then we said, okay, let's develop a thing and make something out of it, which actually worked pretty well.
So that's a great lead into. I see a lot of band names. I mean, dozens of new band names every week. You're together. You're making music. Where does Pseudopomp come from?
Yeah, band name. So we were like, as like everyone tries to find a new name, we were trying hard and everything was taken. Everything.
and we wanted one word because it's cool. Like
Yeah.
and one word that's original.
We're both into Greek mythology, so we came across. I'm from Greece, by the way. Katarina is not from Greece, but she's a big fan of Greek mythology. So we came across the word psychopomp, which was an alternative name for Hermes, carrying the souls to the underworld. But and we said, yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Super cool.
yeah, we were, yeah, that's it. After actually, having considered like, I don't know, hundreds other names, but unfortunately it was taken. So
Not exactly like that, but I think there's like a 90s band called
the cycle,
Will Biker
yeah,
or something.
something like
On
that.
the belt,
But
but
anyway, so yeah, with a little tweaking, a little thoughts, we ended up with Pseudopomp.
I just love pseudo as a word because it's just so postmodern and it's just so like, yeah, pseudo, whatever, pseudo. So I'm kind of pleased with this change.
No, that's great. It's so much better than if it were 3 words like, we are the Pseudopomp. Cut it down. I like that 1 word. Uh, that's great. So, you have a new single, out now. Listening to it, it is a massive sound. It is impressive. I think
So just us two. I'm out of that one.
I think there would be such a stereotype of here is one man and here is one woman, and they have a band together. I think people have a preconceived notion of what that might sound like, whatever that may be, and it's not like your music. So, yeah, talk about the new single a little bit. Tell us how it came about.
That one is probably from the garage band experiments. Yeah, like a lot of the scruffy riffing is mine, and then afterwards you added your kind of more stylized guitar on top of that. Drums is all yours, and it's probably the highest energy thing you've ever done drum wise. Like it's super fun.
And the lyrical concept. So the song is called "Love Me Away," and it seems a little dark.
Oh yeah, totally. I've never kind of been interested in love as a like a lyrical theme, but I've just gone completely like for the last 3 songs, like all 3 of Pseudopomp's songs are just isn't love like a really interesting horror story facade? Let's write some dark stuff related to this. So like I don't know how noticeable it is, but even the optimistic 123 is supposed to be like a bit of a kind of dark exploration of that, and then in my head, it's kind of like the love trilogy of these ones and just the trilogy of love as a horror story kind of thing. But yeah, it's like the final stage. You kind of get all your interesting that are kind of subsumed into this other person. So it's supposed to be about completely fictional, by the way. Uh, about as kind of like introverted, maybe like soft-spoken individual who can't really externalize aspects of themselves, and a very extroverted lover who just comes along and picks up the interesting bits and sort of wears them a lot better and externalizes them. And then the other person is sort of, yeah, okay.
No, that's great. It makes me think of just as a writer, just approaching something like love, where it's supposed to be a beautiful union. But what if you looked at it like 2 parasites?
It's really like a point of view. I think it looks weird when you're an outsider looking into it, but when you're in it, it's like, yeah, this is awesome. But then you could definitely
No,
frame it differently.
that's great. And we were talking a little bit before the interview about, the band obviously started as a duo, and the music that you hear right now on Spotify is a duo. But you're bringing a full band in for a show coming up. Could you talk a little bit about why you did that, and how it's working out, and then plug the show?
Yeah, so the 3 songs that we have already out on Spotify are actually the very first ideas that we came up with when we started playing together, when we started jamming, and they're a bit more simple, if I may say so. Um, so yeah, we were so eager to put something out, so we recorded this right away, and yeah, but we did that last year, so we released each song with say a time gap around couple 3 months between.
Probably 3 months we're
Uh,
kind of that content chain going.
Yeah, and I think I mean, because it was our very first steps on writing music together, they are fairly simple songs like
Strange.
there's yeah.
Maybe like a bit more in the direction of like pop structure kind of thing. Um,
But we did that, and then obviously every musician's like goal. I shouldn't speak for everyone, but usually that's the case. You want to perform live, so performing these songs live required us, to have a full band. So we said, yeah, we should have a full band and be able to play these things live. So yeah, we now have a bassist and a drummer, and we're pretty much ready to start gigging. Actually, our very first ever gig is next Saturday, the 1st of March, here in London, which is really exciting.
It's gonna be a pretty weird one because it's kind of a party more so than most gigs. Like it's billed as this birthday party, and it's a big lineup, and all bands are like friends with this. I guess it's like a sort of
like a happening, like a gathering day.
yeah, a gathering of like promoters, and like it's quite a big subsection of the indie scene
Yeah.
in London.
But it's hyped up pretty nicely. And actually, these guys that organize the events are, we had collaborated with one of them with our previous band, and it's actually a guy that seems to really care about the music community in London, and puts and brings together bands and organizes these events.
It's kind of like a new way of promoting where
Yeah.
it's, you might be familiar with the kind of cold approach of promoters, where the promoter and the band and the audience, they don't really kind of interact. Kind of like, I've given this money or whatever, if I've invested, you go ahead and find your own audience. Whereas Tim, London Music Showcase, these guys kind of come with this inbuilt community of fans, so their gigs are always like much more better attended. People come with like this enthusiasm, and this one's going to be even more enthusiastic because it's a birthday party, so it's going to be fun gimmicks. I say gimmicks in the best way possible, like it's going to be full on fun.
That's great. I think about so many of my first band gigs that were not like that. We've all been that where it's midnight on a Tuesday and there's the bartender and your boyfriend and girlfriend. It sounds like a really good environment. What's the name of the venue?
It's going to be the Macbeth.
Oh, that's very ominous.
I know, right? But it's not going to be, no. I mean, the poster is all yellow. It's banana themed. It's going to be lovely and colorful as the Macbeth. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. You're active on Instagram and the music is on Spotify. Have you been concentrating much on trying to promote globally right now, or promote that way? Or are you still in the phase of let's get songs out, let's get the band underway?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
So a little bit of both.
We don't yet know what we're doing. We're just kind of experimenting with various things. I think we kind of learned how to get the Spotify like under control. But the thing with Spotify is it really does rely on you just being really quick on the release of music. So it's been pretty tough on our schedule, but also I kind of enjoyed having a justification to keep jumping back into the studio.
Yeah, so the plan is, basically we want to be releasing like a song every, say, 3 months,
Yeah.
just so we keep a momentum and we
Which
keep,
did
yeah,
for sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
yeah, but that's a rough plan.
Instagram, we're definitely still learning. I don't understand Instagram. I don't understand TikTok. Yeah. But yeah, we're doing our best, and we finally started like recording footage from rehearsals and things like that. And actually, it's really fun. So we're probably gonna get into it, but we've been slow into it.
Yeah, I have seen with one of my bands that the band that's behind me right now. Our shows were very, very bright and smoke and lasers and costumes and makeup and everything. But some of our most impactful or well received social media moments where I would just pick up my phone and record something from the middle of rehearsal.
Yep.
Talking about some silly genre of music or what we had for lunch that day. I think once you get fans of the music, people want to know who makes it. Like who are you?
Yeah, people probably connect more, with seeing the side of you that is not your stage and your stage persona. It's more like who you actually are. So I think people can can be engaged with, like giving them snippets of your personal life, of your rehearsals, of your and we'll see.
Yeah, we just have to get comfortable about like actually pressing the button.
It doesn't.
Sometimes we can be so private like that.
Yeah, it does. It doesn't really help that both of us are quite introverted and shy. So, and that's an obstacle to overcome. So yeah, we're working, to get rid of that. But
No, that's funny. Like, I don't know if maybe adding 2 members to the band can do this, but I feel like every band you need to have the one who does the work, the booking, the money. You have that person, and most bands that I've been in that have done well have the socialite, the one who goes to clubs every night and networks. And then you have maybe the musical genius who does more of the writing or questioning of other songs. Like, let's make it better.
yeah, you need a balance.
Yeah.
Various things. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's to be confirmed. Like, well, we've only been a band for a couple of months, so it's kind of interesting to see who's gonna develop as what and how the other 2 members are gonna integrate, what personalities are gonna show. Bro,
I think we already had like a nice balance between,
oh, for sure, yeah. I like a 4-member band. I think it's nice and manageable and feels kind of really tight and
I'm actually eager already, and this is very honest. This is not promotional talking. I would love to see video from the show of just
yeah, and there will be video apparently. Apparently there'll be quite a few videographers and things like that. So yeah, it's gonna be great.
no. As a musician, what I want to look for is looking in both of your eyes when the other musicians play parts that hadn't been there before. Yep. Little guitar lead or a bass guitar fill or a drum fill or something that hey, I didn't have to do that. Someone else.
Yeah, I love those like effective stops for like the little bass noodle or something. So night and just
Yeah,
help them enjoy it.
that's great.
Mm.
Was it challenging? I should ask, as you brought in 2 more members,
Mm.
did you present them with more completed demos to say, play these parts? Or did you say, here's what we have, build on it?
Depends on which song.
It was both. So the 3 songs we already had recorded like from last year. We said, hey guys, 2 of them were actually already out there, and we said, yeah, these are the 2 ones that's this is it. And then the new one, which is to be released, which is actually Love Me Away, which came out like a couple of weeks ago. But for the new stuff that we've been working on, it's mostly, yeah, we like record a demo at home and then we give it to them and say, guys, think of your parts, like drum parts, bass parts.
Please don't be restricted
Come up
to
with,
whisk.
yeah. But I'd say that's the structure of the song and probably most of the arrangement is already there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we explore as we go.
Yeah, Love Me Away is like a big like song, and that's
Yeah.
really similar, just way more crazy towards the end. It just goes off the rails even more.
That's
Mm.
great. I can't wait to see video. No, it's a very exciting time. The first time I mean, on the one hand, it's not a new project, but it's a new iteration of the project.
Essentially, it is a new project because we haven't actually performed, even these songs that's already out there on Spotify. We haven't performed them live except for like a couple of acoustic shows that I mean Katerina did beforehand, where we were just us 2 with acoustic guitars. But you can't, you cannot possibly like
It's a little bit like
convey that whole drums and bass and electric sounds properly. So yeah, it is really exciting.
Oh,
but I feel like we're properly launching. Finally.
it sounds so much more organized than my personal experiences.
We didn't think it was that organized, but
I had a band. I was in a band, and we kind of broke up and formed a new band. And so we chose a name and booked our first show. And we changed our name after the posters came out. Oh no! And then we changed our name again about an hour before the show. Was what you guys doing? Like, and we did stick with that final name, but yeah, the poster was for one band, and then the email the day of reminding our fans to go was a different name. And then we got on stage and said, hey, we're something completely different.
That's still okay. You were at the very start, so yeah.
I bet the audience loved that. It's probably more memorable than just saying it over and over again.
Yeah, you don't get to see your band choose its name very often on stage. Oh, yeah, it was a positive, and I don't know, it was a fun experience. All right, so you've got a new single, you've got your first show coming up. Do you already have additional shows lined up, or do you think you'll process the first one and then book later?
We have some options. We haven't committed to anything because that was the plan. Like we have our drummer is a real pro, so he's got this big plan of, we're gonna get together, we're gonna watch the video footage, we're gonna see what's what, then we're gonna book the other gigs and like make it a kind of rite of passage, I guess. I mean, I'm impatient. I would book like 100, but he's got a point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
It's nice that we're being a bit more thoughtful about this as compared to the other band, and I'm kind of enjoying. There's like a hint of, dare I say, professionalism about the way we're approaching it.
Yeah, I think that the focus of during this past couple of months have been we actually recorded another 2 songs, which are now in the mixing process. So yeah, we were focusing a lot on these 2 on the recording sessions and getting this right, and this first gig that's coming up, and then yeah, we'll see.
No, it's an exciting time. It's like your first day of school, or starting to date a new person. That's real. Are the other band members? Are you located close together, like for rehearsals and things like that?
We're all based in London, and London is huge. So
Yeah, I wish we were closer, but
we're not okay. Like, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
We manage. Yeah.
I mean, there are people like from different talents and things like that still manage, so we're not going to complain too much about it.
Sure, absolutely. Um, do you all have any thoughts? I kind of have a couple random questions about, I mean, issues like Spotify's streaming, the monetization of music, because I think we all would love to play our music and quit our day jobs if you could make that same thing, or maybe you don't have a day job. Do you have any thoughts about the monetization of it and how things are going with streaming like Spotify and things like that?
Well, I don't think we could expect like you know any real income from Spotify. Like in order to to have some even you know starting income from Spotify, you would need to have I don't know how many million views, plays, streams, and yeah, we're not thinking about that just yet.
Yeah.
Just doing our thing, see how it grows, how it evolves, and we'll take it from there. Yeah, I don't.
I think I don't want to be in that kind of position where I'm sort of criticizing an industry, but I'm not like providing answers. Because clearly it's quite difficult. Like the film industry has issues, the TV industry has issues, the music industry has issues. Like we're having issues with finding where the value is, I guess, because some aspects have changed, and like we don't have physical media anymore, and touring is also hard, and everything comes with like a sort of advanced money and stuff like that. I feel like if we all put our heads together, we are going to find where the value is and we'll figure it out. And the value probably isn't in streaming. So yeah, maybe we'll end up leaving that behind and going back to like the old models or something like that. But yeah, we're so early that we don't really have to worry. Yeah, we're at that laborious stage where we don't actually expect.
Yeah, for the time being is just us expressing ourselves, and yeah, if anything good comes out of it, yeah, by all means. But well, we keep on doing best.
Yeah, nothing's going to stop us.
I call a few, music influencers or advice givers or whatever. And one of them said that mainly with rock bands, he said, you make music and you tour and you want this, but the money doesn't come from streaming services. Yeah. He said, basically, we are all T-shirt salesmen.
Yes, exactly.
Which is great timing because we just got our first demo T-shirt today. See, we're finally gonna jump on the t-shirt selling thing.
That
They-
with
Jump on that.
my unsolicited advice would be make sure you charge your fair price. The advice of oh, we want to sell for $10 a shirt so we can sell many more. No, a shirt for $20 or $25. You know, if there's a fan of the band, $5 or $10 is not going to break their wallet. But and then you sell one shirt, and that's tens of thousands of streams. So
Yeah. Thereabouts. Yeah, I was looking at our Spotify earnings. I think you're like exactly. I think it's 2 t-shirts that we've earned from Spotify. Yeah.
well, hey, I think we're gonna wrap up. No, I love you have a new single. You have music coming out. You said every few months you'll release a new single, and your debut show is coming up soon. Um, at the Macbeth. I almost said at the Mozart. At the
Oh my, yeah, that's nice on you.
yeah. Only play venues that have titles of Shakespearean works or classical composers.
Deal.
Well, good. Well, Pseudopomp, this is it's great to visit with you.
Thank you. Well, it's been a pleasure meeting you too.
Yeah, we'll have this posted online, and yeah, I can't wait to hear and see some sound from the show.
Good.
So much.
Good, yeah.
And so much for the time. Cheers. Bye.